Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going back to my roots and I'm going to be doing some traditional art on camera for you guys to see. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have some markers that I want to unbox with you guys and probably test them out for a new artwork that I'm planning to do. So let's get right into it. So we have these Ohuhu markers. Now Ohuhu started out as like they had their chisel tip and then they had their bullet tip, which I'm not really a big fan of the bullet tip. I prefer the brush tip, even though the brush tip is a bit more expensive. And then they started coming out with these brush tip markers. This set is particularly the Ohuhu Honolulu set, and I believe this is inspired by Hawaiian colors, I'm guessing, based on what they're advertising it to be. And the reason why I wanted to try Ohuhu because I heard that they're a lot cheaper than Copic markers. One Copic marker would cost around $7 if you get the sketch and maybe $6 if you get the chow markers. But Ohuhu was a bit cheaper than that, and then this set, of course, which would have been much more expensive if it was Copics, was only like around $30 with tax. So that got me curious to try Ohuhu. I know a lot of traditional artists use Ohuhu in place of Copics because Copics can be expensive. So I wanted to give them a test for myself before, so I can make my own judgment of these markers. So let's get into the unboxing. Okay, so I swatched all the colors and I did some of it off camera just to be a bit quicker. So today for my person I'm going to sketch today, I'm going to be sketching the one and only lovely Ironmouse. She's a VTuber that I really like, and I do a lot of fan art for her digitally, but I've never drawn her traditionally. And I have a bunch of like pinks and purples, and I even have some golds. So I'm gonna try and see if I can draw her like 8-year streamer anniversary model, because I think it will look really cute. I do have a gold like marker as well, so I think I can really do something special with it. I'm going to sketch off camera, and then we're going to do the line art and the coloring on camera, just because it's been a while since I've drawn traditionally, and I have a good feeling that I'm going to be a bit rusty, so I think I'm just going to draw off camera just to give myself some breathing space so that I can get what needs to be done, fix any changes that need to be fixed, and then I'll come back here in the future and we're going to do the coloring and line art. So movie magic, I guess. Okay, so this is what I came up with. It's not perfect. I do feel a little bit of the rust from doing digital art and using my symmetry tool compared to doing traditional art. But yeah, I drew Ironmouse in her 8-year anniversary outfit. I'm hoping to be able to capture that, so I'm just gonna go in with the line art and see how that goes, and then we will go into the coloring. Okay, so for line art, I'm going to be using a mixture of very bougie and very cheap pens. So I have one Copic fine liner. I have this other more manga style fine liner that I have for a while now. Hopefully it's not dried out. And then for the rest of the line art, I'm just going to be using these cheap 5 and below fine liners. They tend to do the job. I think the one complaint I would have about them is that they're kind of light and colored in comparison to like a Copic or a Micron pen. So that's the only complaint about how these guys, but they have done the job for years, so I'm just going to continue using them. Alright, so I finished the line art. I wanted to make sure I got enough footage for you guys, but also not taking up all the storage of my phone. So I didn't record everything, I just record snippets, but this is how it's looking. I apologize if this face looks a bit weird. I didn't realize that my brush tip fine liner was drying out, and by the time I realized that, I was already halfway deep into the hair, as you probably saw from the footage. So I kind of had to commit and hope for the best, and then switch over to another fine liner for the rest of her But I really like how this line out turned out, especially for our first time drawing traditionally in months. I'm going to just fix up a few things and then we'll get into the coloring section. Okay, so I'm almost done. So the last final touches I have to do is the gold, and then I'll do the little touches up here and there, and then we should be done. So I'm just going to talk a little bit while I start the gold part, and then I'll finish it off camera, and then we could go to the final conclusion. So for Ironmouse, he has been a big inspiration in like my VTubing side of content creating. I think her content is really fun and entertaining, and although I can't catch her lives all the time, I try to watch like some clips that comes out on YouTube later, or I just watch her vlog on YouTube, her VOD on YouTube. And so I really wanted to do some art of her. I've done digital art of her before, but I wanted to try my hands on traditional art and see how that comes out. In terms of merch, I do have 2 pieces of merch of her. I have her I have an acrylic stand of her, which I'm not 100% sure if it's from like the official sites, And then I also have a tote bag of her. And I did pre-order the figure from Ami of her pop-up parade, and it was probably the cheapest I could have gotten compared to other places. I looked around before I did any pre-ordering, and I knew shipping was going to be a bit pricey because it's coming straight from Japan, but I wanted to do it because Ami because it still would have been a bit cheaper from doing it from there. Well, that was before the tariff situation got really bad. So I'm honestly not sure if I made the good financial decision from pre-ordering it on Ami because now with the tariffs, it might be a different story. It might actually be more expensive compared to just ordering from Good Smile or Crunchyroll. Well, then again, Good Smile is canceling all their orders now to the US, so maybe it's a good thing I didn't order from them. So that's fun. Or they're suspending their orders. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare people. They're suspending their orders for now until this tariff situation, I guess, calms down. I don't know when that will be, but that being said, what I'm planning to do, if Ami doesn't like cancel my order by the time January comes and the tariff situation is still bad, what I'm going to do, just in case the tariff situation is bad, I'm not going to cancel my order because, like I mentioned in many of my videos, getting hands on merch, like VTuber merch, especially like someone like Ironmouse who doesn't do a lot of figures, is really hard. So what I might do is when I start getting paid from my program, I might just put aside extra money that I would use for saving, just in case we get a really not fun bill from the tariff situation, and hope for the best, to be honest. That does mean I will have to buy less figures than I'm accustomed to, just because if I want to really save the money for the Ironmouse figure, I really need to cut back so that I could put more stuff in my savings. But I think that's going to be my plan for now. This tariff situation is going to be pretty bad. I don't know if it's going to be that bad when this video comes out. I'm hoping it's going to be better and this part will just be void. But if it's still pretty bad by the time this video comes out, this might put a halt on the type of figures I was thinking of getting, because I do want to unbox some more figures. I had some figures in mind I was thinking about getting because they're from characters and shows that I really like, but with this whole tariff situation going on, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. And even if this video comes out and the tariff situation is resolved, I feel like every few months there's always something new about these tariffs. So honestly, there is no guarantee that it will be solved for any long period of time. So I still might be impacted with my figure collecting stuff, but we'll see. If I'm unable to collect a lot of figures and do like my usual unboxings, I might just go back to my roots and just draw for my videos, because I do have a lot of art supplies and I do want to get back into drawing more. So that is also an option, but we'll see. So I'm gonna just keep working on this, and then when I get closer to finishing, I'll come back and talk to you guys. Ta-da! So there she is. Now I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I really do not like this first one I did of Ironmouse. The coloring is just a bit too off for me, and then you can see some bleach through from that very dried out brush marker I was trying to use. But the second one, the headshot, I like a lot more. I think the coloring is cleaner. She looks more like herself. I did make a small mistake when it comes to coloring her shirt. Her shirt is a lot lighter in the actual model compared to how I draw it. I thought this purplish color would have been a lot lighter, so I thought I could have gotten away with just coloring the whole shirt in this color, when in actuality her actual top is closer to white, so I should have just shaded with this but leave the top uncolored. But for the most part, I think it looks good. I think the gold really pops everything together, and I think it makes it look really nice. This was my first time in a while drawing traditionally, so I was a bit scared, but it didn't turn out too bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want me to do more of these drawing videos. Okay, bye bye.